Poor lane discipline is a frequently discussed issue on our roads, but especially on dual carriageways and motorways. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at 10 important factors that make this an issue. Let's start off with a basic statement that, if followed, would cure many of these situations before they even started, and it's this: if you're not overtaking or turning right, you should keep left, but as with many road rules, it can be open to interpretation.
This is what Rule 264 states in the Highway Code. It simply says keep in the left lane unless overtaking, and if you are overtaking, you should return to the left lane when it's safe to do so.
And this perfectly feeds into my first point, the lack of understanding of this keep left unless overtaking rule.
Some drivers are unaware that the normal position on multi-lane roads is the leftmost lane, but I'm not sure that's the case here. I'm certain there's still a large number of people who think of the lanes as slow, medium and fast lane, and when you've got a BMW, you obviously can't be in a slow lane. There are others who know the rules but underestimate how long they should remain in an overtaking lane after passing another vehicle. This situation's a little different though. The driver of the BMW now starts to go a little quicker. Perhaps they've finished their phone call. Notice though they've still no intention of moving back to lane 1.
Number 2 is driver comfort and habits.
My viewer obviously does the correct thing, overtakes someone and then goes back to lane 2. And then again, they're not overtaking anyone, so they move back to lane 1. But that's not how everyone works. Many drivers find the middle lane more comfortable because it reduces the need to change lanes around slower traffic entering or exiting, and over time this can develop into habitual middle lane hogging. Just like this. Hang on, what car is it? Oh, it's a BMW. I wonder why they're randomly braking. They probably didn't expect the car to move back to the left in front of them. In any case, this is the kind of problems that it can cause. The undertake is absolutely lethal, and it's definitely a reprimand. But don't forget, people have got to be showing poor lane discipline first before an undertake can happen. My viewer does it properly and adds a flash of the lights now to say, I'm here, you know. Nothing wrong with this, in my opinion. And obviously a good example to move back to the left.
The third point is the fear of frequent lane changing.
The driver of the white Toyota in front of my viewer is definitely a candidate for this. However, it could be one of many reasons. But laziness and a lack of ability is definitely a reason why people stay out in the right-hand lane. Just resist the temptation to do what my viewer does though. Although I can totally understand it.
Number 4, inconsistent speed perception and management.
And this situation on this variable speed motorway is an absolute classic. My viewer's currently in a 40 miles an hour section and we can see the national speed limit signs on the gantry. But watch the vehicles up ahead in lane 3. They're clearly not paying attention and obviously haven't seen the speed limit change. When there's a reduced speed limit in congested conditions, there's no issue about staying in your lane. But now it's national speed limit again, normal service should resume, and that means moving back to the left. We're going to be talking about the lack of police enforcement shortly. This was only a dog section vehicle though.
Congestion and heavy traffic is also a factor, and this is number 5.
In dense traffic, lane discipline naturally becomes less clear-cut because lanes move at different speeds. Drivers can become accustomed to staying in one lane for long periods and carry that behaviour into lighter traffic conditions. Just an extra point with this clip, did you know that if the Volvo had gone back to lane 1 and the lorry wasn't there, they would have been totally fine passing this Volkswagen that's in lane 3. And this is because lane 2 would have been totally free. Now my viewer's got a problem to move back to the left. Where's the Volvo? By how tentatively my viewer moved back, I think the Volvo must have been quite close. I don't know why I decided to check this Volkswagen out for this car vertical integration. I put the reg into the car vertical website and within about 40 seconds I got sent a detailed report, and it's highlighted some interesting facts about this car. This 10-year-old Volkswagen Touran scores 72 out of 100 on the car vertical score. This is below average, but you'll find out why shortly. Mileage, financial and legal status, and damage are all green on the summary. However, it is the mileage that caused the below average car vertical score. This vehicle's done 213,000 miles at the last count. But to be fair, even though this is well above average, the graph does seem to be pretty steady. But the final piece of this story comes in the timeline. This car has had loads of MOTs, and they're spaced 6 months apart a lot of the time. Has this been a taxi? The information that you can find out from getting a car checked out through Car Vertical is brilliant in my opinion. It might just be that helping deciding factor whether to purchase or whether not to. Using the code Ashley or the links in the description can get you 20% off checking out one car. But if you're checking more than one car, which is sensible, you can get 50% off. Don't leave any car unchecked. Thanks, Car Vertical.
Number 6 is a problem that we see with many issues on our roads. It's a lack of enforcement.
And obviously with this, there's no deterrent for people to drive in the correct manner. And this also leads to people trying to reprimand by themselves.
Point number 7 is road design and layout.
Frequent junctions, lane drops and lane gains can encourage drivers to position themselves early rather than moving left where possible. Some drivers remain in lane to avoid being forced to merge later. Smart motorways are the worst though for me.
Sometimes people think that they're helping, but they're not. Number 8 is a misunderstanding of courtesy.
Some motorists may stay in the middle or outer lane believing they are helping traffic join from the slit roads, and this can in most situations be classed as good driving. However, while making space can be appropriate, remaining there unnecessarily can and does impede faster traffic on the main carriageway. So what people do is help 1 or 2, but then hinder 20. That doesn't make sense for best flow for everyone. Again, this may not be the case with this driver up in lane 2, but it's definitely a contributing factor to our poor lane discipline problems. The driver of this BMW in front is about to leave the motorway in 30 minutes.
Number 9 is modern vehicle performance and technology.
Large speed differences between heavy goods vehicles, cars and high performance vehicles can make lane decisions much more complex and dangerous. Drivers may choose to remain in an overtaking lane because they expect to catch slower traffic ahead shortly. There's also a large element of the modern tech, i.e. adaptive cruise control, which tags on nicely at a safe distance to the vehicle in front. Drivers again then become lazy. They stop using the mirrors and stop moving back when they should do. This clip perfectly demonstrates just how dangerous things can be when speed differences are large.
So keep an eye on Redbridge because it was bad. But on the other hand, so was coming off at Charlie Brown's.
I barely saw him.
Yeah, what, complete and utter wanker.
He came across from, I think...
And he's just gone out again.
Yeah, I think he came across from lane 3.
Yeah.
Went around the car in lane 2, up to behind me, and then back out.
Yeah.
Notice though here how many vehicles are actually using lane 1.
And the final point, number 10, is distraction and inattention.
Modern vehicles are quieter and much more comfortable, and drivers may simply stop actively thinking about lane positioning. Often the issue with poor lane discipline is not aggressive driving, but a lack of situational awareness. Mobile phone use is also a massive factor. Don't forget, in situations like this when the driver is driving so poorly, it could be a medical episode.
Thanks to Martin for having us round the breakfast table. Continue for 5 miles. With you till noon, hope you can stick around. Well, after all last night's partying at the last night of the Promise Water evening, I thought we'd have a gentle start and ease into the morning. So here's the melodious On Track to number 3 from Schubert's incidental music to the play Rosamunde.
Poor lane discipline is a hotly debated topic, and hopefully today's video has given you a greater understanding of why it might happen or why it does happen. But there's one area that I've purposefully missed out, and it's driver training. I'm going to leave that to a separate video. Keep safe everyone, I'll see you soon.